I think it's time to come back. Hello, I'm Alexthehunted here in my lair, giving you my opinion that is honest and fair, and this is my review of Starship Troopers. Okay, before you guys rip me a new one, I like this movie. I think it's a lot of cheesy fun, and it's just easy to riff on. It's just like I said, it's just a hell of a lot of fun. So let's not waste any more time. Or actually, this was not much of an introduction. But anyway, let's not waste any more time. This is Starship Troopers. So our movie begins in the future with a military report on how great it is to join the army. And of course, it over-glamorizes it. You see, if you go to the book that this movie is based off, also called Starship Troopers, it's a very pro-military book. I mean, ridiculously pro-military. But where the book takes it way too seriously, the movie plays it up to how ridiculous military propaganda can get. Anyway, it moves on to a news broadcast about the invasion of a planet called Klendafu, which is the main bad guy of this movie's base, a giant holy crap bug of death, which then attacks a news reporter and then kills everyone. Isn't that just a happy start to our movie? Anyway, we cut to 1 year earlier where we see our three main characters, Johnny Rico, played by Casper Van Dien, Carmen Ibanes, played by Denise Richards, and Carl Jenkins, played by the Lord God of Awesomeness himself, Neil Patrick Harris. Anyway, it turns out people aren't born citizens. It's not a right. You have to earn it by going through the Federation, which is basically this movie's version of the army. And your position in the Federation is based on how well you did in high school. Damn you, UKIP! This was a joke that only the UK will get. So anyway, it turns out that Rico's in normal infantry, Carmen has become a pilot, and Carl became...
Games and theory.
Games and theory? That's military intelligence.
As you can tell by the emotion in my voice, I'm so happy for you. I'm acting! So the three make their vows that they will always be friends and then they go off for training. But before that, Rico goes and speaks to his mother.
Yeah, sure.
I hope so. I hope you don't ruin your life over some silly little girl who wants to look handsome in a uniform.
Don't talk about Carmen that way.
Johnny.
Well, I'm sure his mother had nothing good to say to just be cut off like that. So anyway, Rico and Carmen say their goodbyes and say that they will love each other no matter what. Funny, not 10 minutes later she breaks up with him. What a bitch. After some more propaganda parody, we are then cut to the training group where we meet our drill sergeant and best thing about this movie, Sergeant Zim, played by Clancy Brown. What is it about drill sergeants in movies that are just always just so awesome? And anyway, Sergeant Zim kicks the living crap out of everyone and another one of Rico's mates, Raul Reses, and did not join the same unit as Rico because she is madly in love with him. We also meet this proto-human or God knows what. I mean, the hair and the teeth. Wow. And he's our comic relief. Oh, goody. Anyway, after that we get one of the most infamous scenes in this entire movie, the shower scene. And because of YouTube, I actually can't show you this scene, but I can show you my reaction. Well, there's a thing. Yeah. Well, anyway, after that scene, we see that Carmen is going to be the main pilot of this huge spaceship. And look at her face. Doesn't she look so delighted? I think. God, her acting is just so plain. Drywall has more emotion.
Assistant instructor. Should I call you sir?
Only when I give you an order.
Prepare for departure.
It's amazing us running into each other like this. Maybe it's fate.
It's not like I'm gonna dump my boyfriend who's madly in love with me and hook up with you, being this is only the second time we've ever met. Oh wait, I think I'm gonna dump my boyfriend who's madly in love with me and hook up with you, being this is only the second time we've ever met. I'm acting. And that's exactly what she does in the next scene. What a bitch. So anyway, Rico is made squad leader, but during a live ammo training he makes the mistake which gets one of his team members killed. So his punishment is 10 lashes. I bet that's not the first time he's been tied and whipped. Anyway, we come back to Carmen and it's just her chatting with her romantic interest. It's not a really interesting scene, but really I just want to bring it up for one thing. I want to ask, what is that thing in the bridge? It's always there every time there's a scene on the bridge. And it's just spinning. I just want to know, what the hell is it? Is it the drive core? Why would the drive core be so close to the bridge? But then anyway, this happens.
There's a gravity field out there.
Run a scan. Sensors on.
There. Gravity at 225 and rising. Report.
Captain, we're in the path of an unidentified object moving toward us at high speed.
Profile suggests an asteroid, ma'am.
Oh, you mean that giant asteroid that's right in front of you? How could you have not seen that coming miles away? Anyway, as Rico is about to leave the base because he just can't take any more of this, his family is killed by the same asteroid that appeared earlier, which also apparently had Arachnids in it, which as a result means it's a full and total invasion of Clendathu, the bug's home world, which is where we get all this exposition.
Deep inside the Arachnid quarantine zone, where the men and women of the Federal Armed Services prepare to attack.
DXQ, uplink on 2. 1. You're on. No one here in the AQZ knows exactly when the invasion of Clendathu will occur, but everyone's talking about it, and the talk says tomorrow. Here's a bunch of MI kids that look like they could eat bugs for lunch.
Yum, yum, yum.
So
Never do that again. Anyway, Rico and Carmen run into each other while getting ready for the invasion.
You look pretty good yourself.
So, what do you hear? You know about anyone who made it out of BA alive?
Most of the time I don't think about it. Like it happened to someone else. Then it hits me and I can't stop crying.
Well, we're still alive. Gotta be happy about that.
You don't look very happy to see me.
Well, you broke up with him via a video and broke his heart, and now you're acting as if nothing happened. No, I don't see any reason why he shouldn't be unhappy to see you. But on top of that, Carmen's new boyfriend and Rico become the best of friends. They're like brothers from another mother. Anyway, after that, the invasion begins. However, it goes horribly wrong because the bugs vastly outnumber them. And their ships are taking a battering from these giant beetle bug plasma cannons. Rico gets one of his legs stabbed from the bugs, and later we see he is pronounced KIA. And Carmen's reaction is, I think, sadness. I don't know. Again, her acting is so bad I just can't tell. But then it turns out Rico is not dead. How did he survive? Never explained. Honestly, this is the last scene you see. And then just 2 scenes later he's okay. That sort of thing really does need an explanation movie. This isn't the Black Knight from Monty Python.
I'm invincible!
Anyway, there's a new plan. Take care of the bugs on the outer planet with bombers and have the troopers mop up the survivors. While that is happening, Rico takes out one of the big bugs by himself and it makes him a corporal. That night the troops celebrate and Rico and Diz hook up. Of course they do. You can see this happening from the exact start of the movie. In fact, even some of the main characters say it's going to happen. But also this leads up to them having sex, which of course I can't show you. Well, I mean, what is it that people find so interesting about people being topless? This doing anything for you? Anyway, after that, the soldiers come across a base that seems to have been attacked by bugs. And they find out some of the victims have had their brains sucked out. However, the bugs attack again because this was a trap.
It's a trap!
The planet was going to look bug-free so they can trap high-ranking officers and suck their brains out so they can learn more about the humans. Anyway, as the bugs attack, the escape ship arrives. But their captain is killed off and Rico becomes the new captain. It's that story of the rookie becoming a high-ranking officer basically by being around the captain when people die. Speaking of which, sadly, Dizzy, the girl Rico just banged earlier, is killed by a bug sneaking up on her. Hey, it's that tragic love story. Boy meets girl, girl falls in love with boy, girl is tragically slaughtered by giant evil death bug. It's a real tearjerker. So Dizzy dies and she gets a funeral. Funny how none of the others of hundreds of thousands of Marines who also die don't get the same kind of funeral. But hey, Rico's upset because the woman he just banged died. Anyway, as the funeral goes on, tell me if this looks familiar.
Dizzy was my friend. She was a soldier. But more than that, she was a citizen of the Federation. Prison! Order!
Don't see it? How about if I add this?
Of all the souls I have encountered in my travels, his was the most human.
Pretty much the same, doesn't it? Anyway, after that, the High Command decide to go back to the planet because allegedly there's a new type of bug there that actually thinks. It's kind of like a queen or a brain bug. So they all invade, but Carmen's ship is shot down. And she makes it to the escape pod, and it's so scary she almost shows an emotion. And Rico takes it well.
What do you want to do?
You heard the lieutenant! Rescue party! Third squad, come with me!
Cancel that! You know as well as I do she's already dead. Sorry, buddy. Roughnecks! Let's move.
Alright.
I mean, she broke my heart the second we separated, so fuck her. Anyway, the Marines head into the nest, and Rico and some others head a different way because he thinks they should go that way. Anyway, the brain bug appears, and it's a big fat bastard. No, really, it's so fat it can't move on its own. It needs these other bugs to carry it around. And it sucks out other people's brains to learn their ideas and then claims those ideas as its own. So it's fat and it takes credit for other people's ideas that it had very little to do with. It's the perfect metaphor for the Americans!
Oh, and there's that tiny little detail of its mouth looking a lot like a vagina.
Anyway, Carmen's boy toy gets his brain sucked out and she cuts off the sucky thing. And she's about to be killed, but the brain bug stops them because Rico comes along with a giant nuke. And Carmen gets back up with the others and the bugs start to attack. The black guy gets injured and stays behind to detonate the nuke. So our heroes literally outrun a nuclear explosion. They must have taken survival tips from Indiana Jones. So as the guys exit the nest, they find out that the brain bug has been captured off screen by Clancy Brown, of all people. Anyway, Neil Patrick Harris uses his psychic power to see that the brain bug is afraid. Anyway, he talks to Rico and Carmen.
You know, whenever the three of us are together, I feel like things might just work out.
Carmen, I really think you should seek medical attention considering you pretty much have a gigantic hole in your shoulder and are most likely bleeding out. And on this kind of big dust desert planet, I think that's getting infected as well. But oh well, never mind, the movie ends with another propaganda ad.
We have the ships. We have the weapons. We need soldiers. Soldiers like Lieutenant Stack Lumbridge.
We're in the target area now, Captain.
And Captain Carmen Ibanez.
This is the captain speaking. All personnel prepare for drop.
Soldiers like Private Ace Levy and Lieutenant John Rico.
Come on, you ape! You wanna live forever!
We need you all. Service guarantees citizenship.
And that was Starship Troopers. It's stupid, it's poorly acted, it's cheesy beyond belief, and I really like this movie. The main reason I think I like this movie is because of the world it's created, and it has a real fascinating parody of propaganda that's shown to show how ridiculous military recruitment can be in the real world. It's really clever, they're really clever segments, and they're funny as hell. And also the special effects for this movie still hold up today because it uses that combination of practical and CGI, and they work well together, and it's really something to behold. This is a movie that you watch either drunk or with your mates and you'll have a great time. So anyway, I'm Alexthehunted and my review may suck, but Starship Troopers is actually quite a lot of fun. I would recommend it.
What is it good for? Absolutely nothing.